Damian McCarthy is currently the only director working who understands that a wooden rabbit is infinitely more terrifying than a CGI demon jumping at your screen every 8 minutes. Hokum is a film that essentially asks Adam Scott to play the most unlikable version of a Stephen King protagonist imaginable, then traps him in a hotel that hates him. If you have the attention span of a goldfish, you're going to hate this movie. But if you enjoy being slowly suffocated by atmosphere, it might be the best thing you see all year. Just like Oddity before it, this film feels like a throwback 70s movie. A 70s sort of BBC ghost story, actually. It doesn't have that digital sheen that you see in a lot of modern horror. It feels dusty and damp and tactile. My favorite word now, tactile. The only other film I saw of his was Oddity, and I loved it. And Hokum feels like a spiritual successor to Oddity. Got that McCarthy magic trick. It's using a real-world crime mystery as the central engine, but fueling it with pure nightmare fuel and supernatural imagery. And I gotta talk about the Irish landscapes in this. I mean, most of the movie takes place in this hotel in what you would call a honeymoon suite, but there are some sweeping images and forestry that look absolutely beautiful and takes full advantage of the West Cork landscapes. But when the sun dips, the same landscape feels ancient and cold and predatory. And Adam Scott's asshole alcoholic author is kind of a good central protagonist because it kind of touches on the fun of watching sarcastic, cynical protagonists get his worldview dismantled. It's like the reverse Scooby-Doo effect. But what's the movie about? We follow Baumann, played with a delicious, sharp-tongued arrogance by Adam Scott, an American horror novelist who has traded his fame for a bottle of whiskey, but he goes to the hotel that his parents had their honeymoon. But where they celebrated, the honeymoon suite is closed off, and people keep whispering about a ghost, a witch that lives in there. After one of the patrons go missing, he starts to investigate. That's when the boundaries of his own sanity start to fray. And note the return of the wooden rabbit. It's not just an Easter egg, no pun intended. It's becoming McCarthy's Alfred Hitchcock cameo. It signals to the audience that the rules of caveat and oddity apply here. And we got to talk about the West Cork location in Bilberry Woods Hotel. Even though it's, the classic creepy hotel, it does evoke a lot of 1408 and The Shining. It's like the hotel itself is a character in the movie, designed to almost gaslight the protagonist. And I'm a big Adam Scott guy. I love Parks and Rec, and he brings this kind of charm to everything he's in. And in here, he's just a straight up asshole. Like, he's weaponizing that sarcastic guy persona to the fullest extent. He's just not very likable. He's taking Ben from Parks and Rec and turning it into something a little bit more brittle and caustic. And his douchebag energy kind of makes the horror work a little better because you're almost rooting for the house or the hotel to humble him. And I gotta talk about the aesthetic, and that's why I like this movie. And some might find it boring. It's just the little subtle images that they show. This is just straightforward, creepy horror. And McCarthy is a master at this. I love it. I mean, I watch a lot of scary movies, and not a whole lot of shit makes me jump, but this had me a few times. It got my ass. When you see the witch, damn, it creeped me the fuck out. It is like a masterclass in less is more, and this movie proves it to me, for my taste. And there is a lot of practicality to it. I mean, if you see the thumbnail, that creepy looking ass bunny in it, and apparently he watched that as a kid. What fucking kid watches that? But it's not just CGI. It's like practical. It feels like I'm watching a weird ass freaky movie that I found in the basement on VHS from the 70s. I mean, the way he replicates that is kind of amazing to me. And there seems to be some backlash on this on Reddit and Letterboxd. And it's basically saying that Act 2 is basically Adam Scott, professional room explorer, but since he's in the honeymoon suite. But I don't know, it built the tension for me. There's a part in it where It felt like it was getting a little slow. I'm like, come on, let's get moving. But what follows was pretty intense. So yeah, it really does do a lot of tension building, which makes what happens afterwards even more frightening. I'll just say it's a chase around the honeymoon suite. So this is a spoiler-free review because a lot of people haven't seen it yet. It comes out a little bit later. I gotta talk about some of the extra characters, the side characters in this. David Wilmot as Jerry is a pretty charming kind of ride or die dude that lives out in the forest and is drunk all the time. His character alone adds like a little bit more flavor to the movie. I mean, the movie, like I said, it's like a 70s throwback horror movie, but there is a lot of levity to it. That's with David Wilmot and Adam Scott's characters. Now, there is like people complaining about the trauma as horror trope. And I've complained about it in other movies, but this is different. Now, it's arguable if that's the case here. I'll go into my ending, explain how that can kind of be interpreted in different ways. But it gives a little bit more backstory to the main character. And also, it's like the trope isn't bad if the execution is scary. It's like complaining a steakhouse serves steak. My only real complaint about this is, I mean, there's a little bit of pacing issues for some people, probably not really for me, but this is a perfect like October Halloween movie. It would have been great if this came out in October, but I mean, it should be on demand or Blu-ray or whatever when it does come out on physical. But it takes place around Halloween, so, and it just has those creepy Halloween vibes to it. So who is Hokum actually for? I mean, if you're looking for a popcorn munching event horror movie where things jump out of the shadows and yell boo every 5 minutes, you're in the wrong movie. This is the vibes crowd, the people who want to feel the dampness of the Irish walls and the prickle on the back of their neck that only comes from a perfectly framed static shot. If you loved Oddity, or if you ever found yourself defending a 70s folk horror film to a friend who just wanted to watch The Conjuring, this is your jam. I will say that I think I liked Oddity a little bit more, but I really dug Hokum. Damian McCarthy continues to prove that he is one of the most disciplined directors in the genre. He doesn't over-explain, he doesn't over-edit, he certainly doesn't over-rely on tech. He understands that a well-paced practical effect and a protagonist we don't necessarily need to like, but desperately want to see survive, is the secret sauce. Hokum isn't trying to reinvent the wheel, it's just trying to make sure the wheel is heavy, wooden, and rolling slowly toward you in a dark hallway. And for me, that is more than enough. I'm giving Hokum a solid 4 out of 5. It's an extremely well-made, spooky good time that only loses a point for a second act that tests the limits of leisurely pacing. But it's just a straight-up spooky horror movie, and I really dug it. But let me know what you thought of Hokum down in the comments below. Check out my ending explained by my head, and YouTube thinks you'll like this other video by my head. And I'll see you next time.